of Birchos Hamazon, which in Yiddish is called Shmuel.
Blessing of the food.
In Yiddish, benching.
That's it.
Okay? You know, it's like the standard joke, okay? But after a nice meal. Okay, now we're going to bench. Well, Rabbi, it's not good to do exercise right after a meal. Okay, but bum. Levarech es Hashem Yisbarach achar she'yachal ha'adam v'yispar. The mitzvah is to bench. To, what did you say? Grace after meals. To thank Hashem for the food. Bottom line, thank Hashem for the food. Now, that's actually a pasuk of the Torah. Birchos Hamazon, benching, grace after meals. It's not a rabbinic enactment. It's not a minhag. It's a bona fide Torah mitzvah. Anybody offhand want to quote the pasuk?
Is that rice that you're saying?
Midaraisa, from the Torah. In fact, the pasuk is actually in the benching itself. No, the lecha Hashem Elokeinu. ובפני ששנו תמיד בכל יום ובכל עת ובכל שעה ועל הכל שמלכנו מלך הזך ישמח לך שמך ופיך תמיד ליד לעם ועד ואכלת ושבעת וברכת. Very good, Shmuel. If everybody watching, that was a trick question. It's not in No Delecha or in Baruch. It's in the third paragraph. But that was a little bit of a trick question. I was waiting for somebody to say, right, is it in the third paragraph? It is. Right? So, can't get more derision than that. It's not a learned out from an extra vav. It's not learned out from a missing yud. It's pasuk. When you eat and you're satiated, on your bench. Okay. So it's from the Torah. But I just want to clarify, it's only from the Torah if it is v'savata, if you're satiated. Okay? If you have a small piece of bread, you have to make a motzi. Wash your hand to make a motzi. But the chiv the rice at the bench on bread is only if you're satisfied. Okay? So that is the mitzvah in the Torah. Now, there's not a specific shear given. This is the Sefer Chinuch talking. Okay? Certain times there's like a shear, like a certain amount. In order to be chayiv courage, spiritual death, for eating on Yom Kippur, there's a certain shear. How much? If you just eat a small amount, you're not gonna, it's prohibited. Okay? But you won't get courage for doing it. There's a certain shear. Okay? For achila, for a mitzvah, for example, like kazayis is usually the shear that you have to eat, right? Sometimes we're machmer, we have two kazesim of matzah, and then two kazesim of the afikomen. Some people are very machmer, they have 3 kazesim of the shulchan aruch, the good meal. The videographer's mother is an excellent cook. I'm machmer to have 3 shulchan aruchs every Friday night that I'm invited, not just by the seder. Okay, so the Sefer Chinuch, that meat was very good Friday night. Excellent.
It's soft, right?
Soft like butter.
That's her specialty.
It's not like a certain bona fide shear that's for everyone. Like I said before, usually a kazayas or a certain shear, but for Yom Kippur, that's everyone. It's not like each person has their own shear. There's like a certain shear. But over here, it's not. Over here, each person has their what satiates them, what satisfies them. Some people are satisfied just on a small piece of fish and they're done. Some people need more than that. So each person knows how much it takes for him to be satisfied. Now the Sefer Chinuch throws in a little bit mussar over here, just for the side. A tzaddik, a righteous person, he doesn't eat because of the physical pleasure involved in eating. He eats because of
tzaddik? Oh, to learn Torah and do mitzvah.
Right. So, for us regular people, you want to eat. As a chiv, you have to make a bracha in order to eat. But what's the objective?
To feel satiated?
Right. The objective is to eat. What's the heter to eat? Chazal said you don't eat until you make a bracha. But just to be very bottom line of it, to be very blunt, the objective is the food. It's the bracha which enables you to be able to eat the food. But by tzaddik, it's fakir. It's the bracha. You have to eat in order to make a bracha. But what am I trying to do? The goal is to make a bracha. Okay, I have to eat in order to make a bracha.
You're not eating to make a bracha. You're eating to feel satiated in order to do the mitzvos and.
Correct. What are the mitzvahs that we're referring to?
Making a bracha.
Yeah. So I'm saying your kasha is not a kasha. I don't mean you're right. I don't mean only making a bracha. It's in order to do mitzvahs throughout the rest of the day. But I just want to clarify, even without that, just that moment. For example, what's an nafkamina? What's the difference between two svaras? If you do it at 11:30 at night before you go to sleep, it's not to have koich for the rest of the day, because the rest of the day is gone. You're going to sleep now. So it's for that moment that you're able to make a bracha. But you're right. If you do it in the morning and make a bracha on breakfast, it's not just in order for you to make a bracha. It's so you have koich to learn Torah, do mitzvahs.
It's a meanings to an end,
right?
As they say.
I'll give you a perfect example of a great mitzvah that you did once. A great mitzvah that you did. You helped the Talmid Chacham deliver. Yeah, you delivered shirts from a holy man
to a
Talmid Chacham in order for him to wear.
So we can sit down with a clean shirt and learn.
Right. That was a great mitzvah that you did. Okay. By the way, that was like a totally mitzvah from the beginning to the end. It was a mitzvah because the man gave opportunity for someone to get clothing. The son that inherited the shirt from his father was able to give it to another person. The son that delivered it to the person helped his father and the person. It was just an all around.
Yeah, like a triple mitzvah.
Unbelievable, beautiful thing. It was a great opportunity. Okay. Okay, so that's just like a side point that the Sefer Chinuch is making, is that by a tzaddik, this is fascinating. The Eikev is the bracha. You have to eat in order to make a bracha. Right? But by us, it's, it's probably the objective is the food, and the bracha is to be mouth to the food. Okay. So now I'm going to read over a Gemara in Brachas, which is very fascinating. And there is a little bit of a Musar angle into it, but it's also a halachic angle. So I think it's a very nice idea. So let's explain this. We said before that midaraisa there's only a chiyuv to bench if it's on kedei svia, if you're actually satisfied and satiated. Less than that, there's no chiyuv to bench. Maybe the Chachamim said you have to bench, but if you just have a small piece of bread, or even a big amount, but you're not satiated, after a fast day, a piece of bread is not going to satiate. You still want more. You're not satisfied. So then, but the Raisa, you wouldn't make a bracha.
You make a bracha, but you don't bench it.
Right. But the Raisa, you wouldn't have to bench. Yeah, you watch. You have to make a bracha. You put the salt on the bread.
You're never going to know if you're going to be satiated or not. So obviously, you have to make a bracha first.
Right. Well, the bracha rishona is not on satiation. Bracha rishona is because you can't have enough from this world without making a bracha. So even just putting it in your mouth is already enough. But as far as afterwards, the midaraisa is only on sphere. But if you're not satisfied, then there's no chiyuv midaraisa. It's only derabanan from rabbinic to bench. So Sefer Chinuch brings a Gemara in Brachas, a pretty famous Gemara for the Agadata part, for the story, the Musar part, the ethical part. So if you've heard this Gemara before, you're not the only one. It's a pretty famous Gemara. The Gemara says, Dorish Rebbe Avira. Rebbe Avira gave a beautiful drasha. I wasn't the first one to give drashas. Rebbe Avira beat me to it. Okay. The Gemara asks the question. I don't understand. It says, Hashem says about himself that he doesn't take bribes. Asher lo yisaponim v'lo yikach shachad. But what do you mean? But then it says that Hashem loves the Jewish people. So do you show favoritism or do you not show favoritism? How do you show favoritism to the Jewish people and also say about yourself that you don't show favoritism? That's the Gemara's kasha. You hear?
What do you mean show favoritism to what?
Hashem shows favoritism to the Jewish people. We're the chosen nation.
Yes.
when we act like it. But we're supposed to be the chosen nation. Led into the nations. So how does that fit into when Hashem says about himself that he doesn't show favoritism?
Fine. So first it's saying that he shows favoritism, and then it says he doesn't show favoritism.
So
Okay.
it's like it was the best of times, or was the worst of times? Which one?
But sometimes he shows favoritism, and we don't really think it's favoritism, like punishing us, going through the Crusades and all that.
Okay. So that's not the Gemara's answer. The Gemara's answer is Hashem says, "What do you want? You're right. I shouldn't show favoritism. I can't not show favoritism to the Jewish people. They show me love, and then the Gemara explains it. They go beyond the letter of the law. So I go beyond the letter of the law. I really shouldn't show them favoritism. I should treat them like everybody else. But because they're so nice and they do more than I have to, I reciprocate and I show them love too." What does that mean? We just said before from the Torah that it says in the Torah that the bracha, that the mitzvah of benching is when you're satiated. Okay? But you know what? They don't do that. They bench even if they only have a kezias, or some say a kebeya, a olive worth of bread, or a egg worth of bread. I just want to clarify, the eggs in the Gemara were bigger shit than we have eggs. It probably means 2 eggs of our eggs nowadays. Okay, just to clarify. And even the kezias, I think, were bigger. So, for those watching out there. So says the Gemara, very, very fascinating out there. Hashem says, "What do you want? I mean, I have to show them favoritism. They do so much for me, so I show them favoritism too." Oh, very good. Mida keneged mida. Okay, let's just clarify what this joke. Yeah. What do you What do you call 2 nidas fighting in the mikveh? Nida keneged nida. Okay. So, for those watching out there, for kids watching out there, I'm sorry. I have to edit out this joke.
We'll do PG-13.
Next time. Okay. Let's see if we get any views. Okay, so that's the Gemara. It's fascinating Gemara. So what do you see from this Gemara? Says the Sefer Chinuch very clearly what I said before. That made the rice, it's only if you're satiated. And the Chachamim said that no, you should bench, even if it's only the amount of bread that you ate is of a olive in the days of the Gemara, or the amount of a egg in the days of the Gemara. So that's the Sefer Chinuch. I just now that we're on the subject, I might as well bring in another Gemara. The Gemara in Brachas also says something great about the Jewish people, is that the women. This is something great about the women. This is for both men and women about the benching, right? But for women, midoraisa, the amount of, I don't want to go into the details, but the amount of time that a woman has to abstain from having relations with her husband is a smaller amount of days. And huh?
What? Smaller amount of days than what?
Then we are machmir and we stay away from relations.
Longer.
Yeah, longer.
Really be.
Correct. I mean, the Raisa, it's only like a few days, like the day itself, right? Or maybe the Shiva Nekiyim, but we wait a few more days. I don't want to go into this now, but what do you say? So that's just another Gemara. Gemara in Brachas talks about how the greatness of the Jewish women is that they're so afraid of transgressing the prohibition of Nida that they go ahead and they take upon themselves milchemus. So I just want to say it's 2 things. It's not only the amount of days that the Chacham instituted. They added to the Raisa amount of days that they have to abstain. But even, listen to this, the amount of the shear of the blood that actually prohibits the relations is a much bigger. It has to be like a significant stain. But the Gemara says that even if they see a stain as big as a mustard seed, which is very small, they also say, oh, I'm a nida. So it's just another chumrah. Just like they say, oh, we're going to bench even though it's not situated, even on one small piece of bread. Well, kazayas or kabeh, we're going to bench. So just giving another example, something we should do for women. I mean, it applies to men too, because it affects the men too. They can't be with their wives. But the purpose is just another greatness of the Jewish people, that they keep the prohibitions very serious. And even though midiraisa, it's only a certain amount of days, and only if the blood is a certain shear, big enough. But we're machmer twice. Longer days, more days. We're probably machmer on longer days too, after shkia or whatever, make the day longer. But, and also the shear, the amount, how big the actual stain is, midiraisa would have to be a bigger shear than what they keep, which is just a small amount of a mustard seed. So it's just a small little shear. This is Parsha, B'negei, the mitzvah of Birchas Hamazon. So let's be careful. Let's remind ourselves about the mitzvah of benching, grace after meals, and it's really from the Torah. So we should have in mind that we are mekayim, that we are fulfilling a mitzvah from the Torah every time we bench after we eat bread.